Hi everyone, welcome back to Vista's Learning, where we are providing quality education for you. So try to refer it to your friends and family, just spread the message and share the word. How are you all? Are you excited for this economics class? Well, do you know what are we going to start off in this class? So we will be starting off with our chapter number 2, which is human resource. And this will be our part 1 of this chapter. My name is Injila and I'm your economics teacher. Well, what will we study in this chapter and how a human can be called as a resource? So we will understand in this lesson. I am a human and you are a human, and we can also act as a resource. Now till now we have only understood about, or we have only got to know about natural resource, right? The air we breathe, the water we drink, sunlight, timber, soil. So there are so many natural resources which are gift of nature, right? To us, the nature gives all these natural resources to us so that we can use them, right? But how a human can be a resource? So we will understand that. Well, if humans are given proper training, proper skills, proper aptitude and knowledge, and if they are skillful, then even we can become a resource for our country. So we will understand all these aspects in this chapter. Now let us move to the outline of the lesson. Now we have divided this chapter into 2 parts. So we will cover first 2 topics in this lesson, in this class, and continue with the other 2 in the next class. So I'll just write part 1 so that you know it is well differentiated. Alright, and then these 2 topics will be part 2. Now let us see what are we going to understand in the entire chapter. Alright, so we will know the meaning and importance of human resource. That what exactly is the meaning of human resource. Till now we know we are humans, but we didn't know we are also a resource. Okay, so we will understand that meaning, and then we will also understand the importance of human resource, why it is important to provide good aptitude, good training, good education to humans so that they can also act as a resource for our country. Okay, and then we will also understand the characteristics of India's population. Okay, like literacy rates, sex ratio, rural urban, age distribution, density in India. So till here we will cover in this class, and what will we study in the next class? Let us look at that as well. So understand the concept of demographic transition. What is a demographic transition? Well, demographic means population and transition means how population reach from one level to the next level, to another level. How it changes is what we understand under this topic. And then we have understand the role of reproductive and child health in improving the quality of population. So if a child is of a good health, if a mother is of a good health, the child is of a good health. If the child is of a good health, then they are the future youths of our country who will engage in the workforce and hence contribute to national income. So they all are providing to economic development, right? So how their health is important for any country. How a healthy person is an asset for any country is what we will understand in the next class. So without wasting much time, let's begin with the introduction. Now adults, they are capable of what? Of working, and they form the national wealth. Obviously, if I am employed, if today I am working, if I am employed, then I am earning my wages, I am earning some salary. If I am earning wages, then I am contributing to national income in simple terms. All right, there are a lot of other processes which are in, which come between this process, like consumption is happening, demand is happening, so production is happening. So when production is happening, it is coming into the market, we are paying in terms of money, and then finally national income is what we are pertaining, right? So this is what it says. Adults are capable of working and they form the national wealth. All right, and then moving on, people with knowledge, skill and abilities, they form the human resource of that country. if I am an individual, if I am a person, okay, I'm a human, if I have good education, I have good knowledge, good skills, good aptitude, I'm very good in decision making, I'm smart, I'm bold, I'm independent, then I'm basically an asset to my country. Okay, I will be working, I will be earning good. All right, so I'm an asset to the country. I become a resource for my country. All right. Now, since the population of adults is more in India, there is an increase in the workforce. Now, working population mostly consists of adults only, right? Population which ranges from year 15 till 50. Okay, so we are considered as adults, or say 55. Till now, till that period, we will be adults and we will be capable enough to be called a workforce, right? We will contribute for our national income. We will work, we will be employed until then. And then once we become old age people, then we cannot work. All right, there is a limit where until when you can work. So right now, you are adult and you are capable of work, but only after receiving good education and completing your education. Then only you will have skill, knowledge, aptitude, quality of decision making. You will have power. You'll be independent, and then only you can move to the working life. All right, and then only you will consider as a workforce. So education is very important, and if you have education, then you are an asset for any country. Okay. Now, if good education training, I'll just erase all this. All right. Now, if good education, training and health facility, they are provided to whom? To human resources. We are human resources. All right. They can be transformed into human capital. So then only we will transform into human capital. Then only my potential will convert into from a human resource to human capital. Okay. Now moving ahead, they possess what? The capability to increase the national income and transform society. That is, population is it an asset. So population, see, whenever in any country population is high, it is a matter of concern. Because to feed so many people, we need resources. And we know that resources are a gift of nature to us. And a gift can never be unlimited. It has to be limited, right? So we have to use it in such a way where we are not overusing them and also fulfilling our wants and needs. But until how many years these resources will be used? One day will come, they will completely get exhausted, right? So population high is definitely a threat to any country. But if that population, more than being dependent, they are independent, they are acting as an asset for the country, they are acting as a resource for the country, they are basically coming under the category of human capital because they are educated, because they are healthy, because they are skillful, because they have knowledge, because they have the power to lead. So they are an asset. Then they will not be burdened, because then they will help for the growth of the country. They will contribute in the national income, and if national income will come, then we will manage somehow. There will be no shortage. So we will overcome all the shortage problems. But if mostly population is dependent and they are not doing anything, they are not good in education also, they are not skillful also, then they will be a burden on the land. They will be burden to the country. All right. Now, if higher investment is made on education, now if this sector, health and education sector, is given good contribution for the development, if government is taking initiative to improve education of the country, to improve health sector of the country, then people will become an asset. All right. So health of the children, they will be able to earn higher income naturally. If I am healthy, then only I am going to the office to work. If I am not well, if I am not fine, if I am not knowledgeable, if I don't have that much knowledge or skill or good education, then who will hire me? Nobody, right? Maybe I have to search some daily wages work, or maybe I have to work somewhere where they are paying me very low. All right. So it also depends on how well educated you are. Okay, so education is not just to pass your exams, it is for your overall development. So understand the importance of education. Okay, and I hope even you want to be called as a resource, even you want to come under the category of human capital and not just the burden to the country, right? Okay, now they will earn higher income in the future and they will make valuable contributions to the society. Okay, now moving on, like natural resources, the population is also considered to be wealth of a country. So population is not just a threat, but if the population is of some value, then they are an asset to the country. They are a wealth of the country. Remember that always. Now the people living in a country constitute the population of that country. All right. Now I am a part of my country, so I constitute. I am also added in the population, right? And which consist of children. So children are basically those who are under 14 years. They are considered as children. All right. Now we have adults also. So between 15 to 60 years, they are considered adults. All right. And then we have some senior citizens. Above 60 are identified as senior citizen. All right, can you repeat this with me? So those who are under 14 years, they are children. Now those who are from 15 years till 60 years, they are the adults. They are the workforce. They are the real wealth of the country because they will only contribute towards the upliftment of the country for the economic development, all right, by working. And above 60, again, they are the dependent population because they are the senior citizens. They have done their work and now they will rest and it's your duty to take care of them. So I will categorize this one and this one as the dependent population because children also, they are dependent, right? We just don't take birth and start making money or go to the job, right? Even you have just reached the stage of adults. Now you will take your entire education and then only you will move to work. All right. So dependent population. All right. Now, if we talk about adults, they are working. So they come under workforce. If I talk about workforce, then they are not dependent. They are independent. They are independent population. And again, senior citizens, they are dependent. They are again the dependent population. Clear? So this is how we categorize. Now, for any country, people have to do with this class. People who are ranging from 15 years to 60 years because they only are of some use. All right. So they only provide towards our economic development. Now, people as a resource. Now, we can observe around us that the working capability of healthy, educated and trained people, okay, who healthy, educated and trained people is more. Obviously, if I am healthy, then I am fit to work, fine. And if I am educated, then I am working in a good company and getting good salary. Now, the nation's income increases due to this. So, if you want to increase nation's income, if suppose tomorrow you get this opportunity of getting into a government sector where you have to work for the upliftment of the society, for the growth and economic development, then remember these three aspects. All right, and work only on these three aspects. What are these three aspects? Healthy, educated and trained people. In any country, we want good health people, good education they should have, and they should have proper aptitude and knowledge. All right, so the country automatically will reach the stage of developed country. Now, that is the reason why educated and healthy working people, they are considered as nation's human resource. Correct? Now, the people who work in various jobs in the fields of agriculture, industry, and service sectors, they are referred as the workforce. And it comprises of what population? 15 years till 60 years, like we just discussed in the previous slides. But now, moving on, it is possible to convert what? The people into productive assets. Now, your parents, they are giving you education. First, you started off with a play school. You learned how to mingle with other young buddies of yours. You learn how to step out of the house and, stay away from your parents, and still you're very small. Then you reach KG, then nursery, class 1, then class 5th, then 10th. 11th, 12th is really big classes, and then you go to graduation, then you do your masters. So you're learning, okay? Your parents are providing education to you. Why? So that tomorrow you be independent, you also earn, and you contribute to the economy also, and you enjoy also, right? You don't have to ask anyone for money, okay? So what happens? Basically, you have to keep learning. So life is a process of to keep learning, keep learning, keep learning, because it is not getting wasted. It will come into use one day, someday. So knowledge is a very good thing. So if they are giving productive people into a productive asset, how? By providing good education, right? By training, by giving you health facilities. All right. However, it is better if the population of a country is not very huge. Still, it is better if the population is not minimum, but at least it's controllable. Okay. It's a little more than what the country can provide to such population. But if the population is even high, okay, fine. We cannot cry for that. All right. What we can do is we can get training, and we can also work. We cannot be a burden to the country. Rather, we are also working as an asset, and we are also coming under human capital. So good education, good health is an asset. All right. Now, electricity, televisions, computers, mobiles, and fast moving vehicles, they are all the contributions of human resource. So we have only contributed this with our mind, with our aptitude, with our skill, with our knowledge, right? So we have come up with so many things. Now, just this is a picture. What is human resource? We have recruitment. If you have good skill, talent, all right, development, we have some goals, we have training. It all compiles of human resource. Fine. Now, what are the examples? The number of poor people comes down. How? The number of poor people will come down. How? If the literacy rate goes up. Obviously, right? If people are literate, then they have good job. Then they don't have to be dependent on anyone anymore. So there, the poverty will be reduced. Okay, people will at least live a good life. Then a female literacy increases. Then birth rate decreases. So if females, they are literate, okay, if it increases, then birth rate decreases, because girls, women, they are educated, and they are spreading this word to others also, that how important is to control birth rate, and how important is to control population from increasing, because we know that resources are very limited. Right? Then another example, increase in farmers' literacy. If farmers are also literate, this leads to higher agricultural production. They will know the importance of good fertilizers, high yielding variety seeds, HYV seeds also. So then they know, they will also have some sort of sense to bring development in irrigation also, right? How to do multiple cropping, how to do rotation cropping. So there are a lot of things if a farmer is educated, but if he or she is not educated, then they will not have a voice of their own. They have to always, depend on others to take decisions. So if you're educated, then you are independent, and if you're independent, you can bring out your own decisions to others. All right. Now, the higher a person's education, greater his income. Obviously, right? If my income is high, we denote income with Y, as I told you. All right. So if my income is high, then I have money, right? So I can consume more, then I can demand more. I can also alongside save more, invest more. So my entire financial status is correct. And also I am contributing to what? Country's national income. Fine. Now, what are the characteristics of India's population? This is a little theoretical, so please have a look on each of the points. So in India, population census or head count of each citizen is conducted every 10 years. And the latest one was in 2011. And right now we are in 2021. So in 2022, again, it will be conducted. All right. Now, characteristics of population include features related to size, composition, size in the sense same. How many children are there? So 0 to 5 year age people, how many are there in the country? Then how many adults are there? Okay, how many adults are there till 60, and how many senior citizens are there? Okay, so this is what we understand with the size. And then composition, then the density, the growth, quality of population, etc. What is the quality of population? In my country, population is high, but 70% people, they are poor. So what is the quality of my country's population? I'm not, it is not good. It is not healthy, because if people are more living in poverty and they are poor, they are not contributing to national income or in our country's economic development, and rather they are dependent. They are the dependent population. All right. So this is all we understand in the characteristics of population. The features of population as derived from the census, they are as follows: large size and fast growth. All right. So there's large size and still it is growing faster. Okay. So India, with a population of 121.1 crore in 2011, is the second most populous country in the world, next to China. Okay. So it's the second largest populated country. Then by 2022, India will be the most populous country in the world. So we have already reached that stage. All right. We have a lot of population. Now, second stage, what is this? So demographic transition. So India is now passing through the second stage of demographic transition. We will understand this in the next part or in the next class. And where death rate is lower, but birth rate is higher, leading to high population growth. All right. So if your birth rate is high and your death rate is also low, then what does this leads to? We have high population growth. So it is a matter of concern, right? So we are in the second stage of demographic transition. The birth rate in 2010 was 22.1 and death rate was 7.1 per 1,000 people, implying what? Net addition of about 15 people per 1,000, which is quite high. So these are some figures you have to learn, you have to understand when you give example. All right. Now moving on, rapidly rising density. The density of the people, they are increasing. Density of population is the number of people living per square kilometer of geographical area. How many people are living in your area is the density of the population of that area. All right. Now India is one of the most densely populated countries of the world, and with 382 persons per square kilometer in 2011. And it's just, it looks very small to hear that we are 382 persons per square kilometer back to back in 2011. But if you actually see it, we are, we don't have that much space to hold so many people on that 1 square kilometer. We are falling already. Still, we are there on that piece of land. And imagine the natural resources which are very limited, how it is fulfilling our needs and wants. So it is a matter of concern. Now, India occupies 2.4% of total land area of the world, but supports 16.7% of total world population. So if you read this again, India occupies how much? 2.4% of the total land area. If we talk about entire world, all right, India has this much land of the world, but supports 16.7% of the total world population. Imagine how crowded and how densely populated India has become in so many years. Now, unfavorable sex ratio. Now, sex ratio refers to the number of females per 1,000 males, and it was 943 in 2011, which is unfavorable to females. But now in the current report, we are more than men, which is now unfavorable to men also. So it's not a balance anyhow. All right. It's now we women are more than men. Okay, but it is again not a balance. So it has to be balanced. All right. So it is also a concern. Now, bottom heavy age structure. So it implies the ratio of persons in age group of 0 to 14 is relatively high. All right. If we talk about that, so if I just give you a rough example. Now, this is the population where 0 to 14 year age people exist. Okay, this is the adults from 15 to 60 years, and then this is the working population 60 and above. Now this is more loaded, this is very heavy because the death rate is also, and this is also very heavy. Okay, because the death rate, the birth rate is too high, the dependent population is too high, and also death rate is also low. So both sides dependent population is high, and we adults, we are compressed in the middle. So we are the only people who are productive, and above us also dependent population is high, and below us the base, the bottom is also very heavy. All right. Now, according to 2011 census, children below 14 years, they were 30.7%, and this leads to a highly dependency ratio. So if major population is dependent, it is a matter of concern. Now, predominance of rural population. Indian population is predominantly rural in nature, right? And with 68.8% of people living in villages, and the process of urbanization is low and slower. Okay, so rural economy needs to be developed to support population, because what is happening is, because of the the attractions which urban areas hold, because of good living standard which it is providing to the people are shifting from rural areas to urban areas. Now it is also not a good sign. So what about the rural land? What about the people who will live there? We have so many natural resources there also. So the only solution is give good education, give all the facilities in rural areas also, and just not urbanize urban area, because the rich, they are getting richer, and poor people, they are getting poorer. So we can stop migration also, and we can make the most of rural areas. All right. Now, the low quality of population. The quality of population can be judged from education. What is the quality of the population in my house? Is everyone educated? Or mostly people, they are dependent, or it's just the men, or it's just the boys who are going out for education and going out for work? What about the women? Or it's just the women who are working and men are sitting at home? So you have to see the quality of the population, how many people are educated, how many people are skillful, and how many people are an asset to the country. Are they human resource, or they are just the dependent population? All right. So skill, health levels of the people. So these are measured through literacy and skill attainments of life expectancy. All right. Now, low work participation rate. So this is also another point, that the ratio of working population to the total population is referred to as the work participation rate. How many people out of the entire population, they are participating in work? Okay. Now this rate is also very low in India, at 39.8% in 2011, which indicates a high proportion of non-working population. Okay, so this is also a matter of concern. These facts you have to learn, and all these facts are in negative if you see. So that is why India is struggling. That is why India is still called a developing country, all right, even after having so many resources. Now, overpopulation, another aspect we know. So despite increase in food production to 252 million tons, so we did increase in the production of food in 2015 to 16. Problems like poverty, hunger, malnutrition, they are still acute in India because population is so high. So if so much population exists, how will we feed that population? Because again, we know that resources, they are not enough to fulfill all the wants and needs of so many people. All right. So agriculture is overcrowded, and average Indian suffers due to low per capita income. Mostly they are working on daily wage. They are getting 100 rupees, 200 rupees per day. So what can you do out of that? Because in rural areas, population is also very high because people are not educated and they don't know the concept of birth control and all, right? So it is a matter of concern. There is low standard of living, high slum population is there. In a small slum area, thousands of people exist. Okay, so it is also unhygienic and it is not, and mostly they are dependent. So many kids you will find in slum areas, and then unemployment exists and underemployment also exists. All right, so with this, we have finished the first part of this chapter, human resource. Yes, if we have been given proper education, skill, knowledge, then we are an asset. Then we don't have to take tension, but we cannot be a dependent population. All right, so it's my message to you that you work hard, you take your education seriously, and then in the future contribute to your country. Alright, so with this we have finished this part, and in the next class we will take up the next part where we will understand demographic transition and some other aspect also under this chapter. If you like this video, then give me a thumbs up and also share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to Vista's Learning so that you don't miss on any of the latest updates. I will see you next time. Till then, you take care. Bye.